everybody. I just wanted to jump on here and just, I've been getting some questions from people about what exactly coaching is, life coaching, energy coaching. And I explain, but I thought it would be nice to hear from a client that I've been working with recently who just like remarkably went really fast, and hear from her some of the things that brought her to coaching and how it worked for her and some of the things that we did. So, I just want to say that we're all on our own individual personal journeys on this earth, and to grow and expand and then move on. And we assign roles to those closest to us to help reflect and magnify some of the aspects within us, or connected, sometimes deeply disconnected to ourself or our source. And our journey really is just to get back to that part of us that has forgotten like who we are. And sometimes we just need a little help, or someone just to like remind us of that, because almost everyone has trapped emotions, and we're all human, and we all have problems that lead to trapped emotions. And I think like 93% of the people on the planet have what they call a heart wall. And that means that we really need to do a lot of emotional work on each other. So when I connect with someone who has confided in me about their trauma in their life, or had an event that was upsetting and hurtful in some way, and they feel safe enough to come to me and trust me to help them to work through that, that shows a lot of trust. And there's a lot of people that need this work. And so, Trish, I'm very grateful that you were willing to just take a few minutes and just talk about some of the stuff that we talk about when we do our coaching call. So thank you for talking to me.
You're welcome.
So, so let's just start with, how did you even hear about life coaching, energy coaching? How did you hear about me? Like, what led you to me?
What led me to you was a mutual friend of ours, Tammy. She's a Reiki instructor, and I took one of her courses. I've had some lifelong traumatic issues that I've been dealing with.
Yeah, and you don't even need to get into how, like, the personal stuff, just, you know what I mean? Like, don't.
And I really didn't know how to get over this mountain. But I do know that in the past, I have sought out counseling through the mental health field, and it wasn't very helpful. They just always had me hashing out the stuff that I always relived, and it never really helped me learn how to forgive and to get over it, to live happily through it. And so Tammy knew Kim, and I reached out to Tammy. And so that is how I got connected with Kim. And I'm very grateful, by the way.
And that was funny, yeah, because we were saying, like, I didn't even put two and two together, because Tammy, being confidential, didn't tell me who the person was, and just asked me, hey, do you mind if I give someone your contact information? And I'm like, sure. So I had no idea it was you, or what was going to happen, or what. So we're not even in the same state, because you're in Ohio, right?
Right.
And I'm in Rhode Island. So first things first, you don't even necessarily, well, obviously this is like the new age of AI and IT and all that. So you don't even really need to be in the same room with someone to coach them, to counsel them, to work with them, to work energy with them. Clearly, obviously, because we're in two different states. So when I first started working with you, I remember you saying to me, and I don't even know how, I think I said this to you, I forgot the exact words you said to me about energy, but you were like, yeah, I don't like you, yeah, energy thing. Like, I don't remember how you said it, but you were like, I don't know about this energy thing. I don't know if it's like real. I don't know if it's true. Remember that? Like, like,
yeah.
like how far back this went. It went from like, I don't even know about this. Like, I didn't even honestly think that you maybe even would have a second call with me. Because, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm like so proud of you, like, for sticking with it. And we only talked like maybe like once every couple of weeks, like every 2 weeks or so. It wasn't like even like But I started the same way that you did when I had, when I was, some years ago, before I started doing this myself, I was seeing, a psychologist. And it was the same thing. It was like going to meet with him and rehashing the same problem week after week and just talking about it. And all it does is just keep that problem alive. It's like not making it go away. It's not making me get better. It's just making me talk about it and cry every time and yes, it's good to cry and release your emotions. But then they would give you like an antidepressant or something, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, so it's not really making it go away. It's just like blocking it, you know what I mean? So I totally know what you're saying. And do you believe in energy healing now though, right?
Absolutely. How can I not? It's just like right before my eyes every day, and I've become so aware now that
I
I'm
know.
like, okay,
I know.
how did
Amazing.
I not know about this before?
I know. Some amazing, I mean, some amazing, some of the messages that you sent me, I was even like blown away, like, wow, like I know this is good. I know I'm good, but I don't know, is that good? you, you did it. You did the work. I teach you. I just taught you the things to do and you did it. And that's the thing. You do the work. Like you can have a call with me and I can tell you meditate or, try tapping or try putting this bubble of energy around you to block because you're an empath and you want to block out other people's energy or do some cord cutting. And then it's on the client to actually do it to make it work. If I just tell you to do it and you don't do it, then you're never going to heal, but you actually did the work. So all the stuff that, I mean, week after week that I would talk to you that you were just like, oh yeah, I won money. Oh, I'm now talking to this person that I wasn't talking to before. I'm feeling really good. This is feeling better. I've had this problem for 3 years and it went away. And I'm like, oh my God. Like,
I know.
how did you feel? I give you a lot of credit. So how did you feel with some of the practices that I gave you to do, like some of the energetic practices? Like I know we decided you were having some problems with the right. It was coincidental, but not coincidental that you were having some issues on the right side of your body. And then I was telling you, oh, interesting, because the right side of the body means this, it's yang. And this is how we need to just we need to like balance your energy out. And we were doing the slinky thing where we were putting the energy and feeling it until it finally like felt the same weight, like when you have a slinky and kind of like just pouring the energy, right? Like and bouncing
Right.
and then that got better, right?
Well,
And
yeah, I, I do have to say that as a newcomer to the energy healing, I thought some of the things that you taught me were really trivial or minor, or I just really couldn't even figure out how they could possibly help me in any way.
I
But they
know.
have helped me tremendously. I'm wishing I've had these tools all my life because it's just proved that energy healing is real and that it works because it's manifesting in my life.
I know. It's crazy, isn't it? And it
Mm-hmm.
almost like and it's like just shows you too that the connections that we have with everybody, like you being in Ohio and us like never actually meeting physically, but like the connections that we are all, and it's, not to sound like cliche, but we are all one. Like, okay, so you knew Tammy, Tammy knew me, like we're all connected. And so where was I going with that? Make it like I can almost like I can feel your energy when I'm on the call with you. Like I can feel your energy now. Like I can feel the vibration in my, in my head, in my ears. But I was gonna say, um, the trust and you were talking about the trivial things that you thought were trivial that I was telling you to do, but you were doing them and how they actually worked. Oh, where was I gonna go with that? It had to do with some of the stuff we were doing and how connected we really are. Because, oh, I know what it was. When you would call me tell me, or you would message me and tell me like something that, you know, we needed to talk about on the call, wouldn't I respond back to you like, oh, that's not a coincidence because I have to tell, like I already knew. It was like I already knew what was going to happen. I already knew what our call was going to be. And I mean, I'm not like I mean, we're all psychic, we have that psychic ability, but the intuitiveness of like just knowing when you start working with someone, it was crazy. You would message me and I'd be like, oh, interesting, like that you would say that because I know what we're going to talk about tonight because I already, it was, you know what I mean? Like you would be like, oh, the stuff on the right side. Oh, and guess what the right side's connected to? The male side, the yang, and
Right.
the whole male side of your family. You know what I mean? So it was like all connected when you start connecting, when you put it all together, you know? Um, I think that also you realizing that you are an empath and that a lot of the things that you were feeling and maybe feeling like were wrong with you or people were portraying were wrong about you weren't really you. It was that you were picking up on all this energy and didn't know how to get rid of the other people's energy. And I think you can tell me if I'm wrong, but when you realized that the way that you were feeling and the things that you were going through wasn't your shit, it wasn't your energy, and you just had to like cut it and get rid of it, clear it, give it back to them, put yourself in a bubble. It helped, I think, right? Like helped with the situation with people.
It definitely helps.
Yeah.
It's like I would describe it as an invisible force field
Yeah.
because that's how I feel when I cut these cords and I replace it with goodness and love.
Mhm.
That's how I feel like I'm putting a protective bubble around me. That's
Um, how about what was the other thing we were doing? We started out with the tapping. That was like one of the first things that we did. And I know that you liked the tapping when we first started doing it, but I know that it also is something that you just have to, like some people tap, some people meditate, some people journal. It's just like one of those things that you have to kind of like get into. So we tried different modalities. Like there's not just one cure, or there's not just one way. There's like, I think you would agree that almost every call, I would give you another option. All right, do this, try this, do that.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're all wonderful tools to have because
Yeah.
sometimes certain tools work better for other times, like if you're pressed for
Exactly.
time or something like that.
Or if there's other people around and you don't want to do it in front of people.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And so all those little tools are very helpful.
Yeah. 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 Thank you. I appreciate you I appreciate you talking about it. I know, and I don't want to get into any private stories about why we were working together, but I just wanted to just like have you kind of talk about what you experienced and just kind of like let people know that. And when we talk about tools, like you and I have the words, like we know what tools are, but people that don't know what tools are, we're not actually like, shouldn't have to go out and buy anything, shouldn't have to, I would just give her modalities. Like I would give her things to do, like cord cutting, which is something obviously I'm not going to get into a whole big spiel here, but cord cutting is just literally like cutting an invisible energetic cord with someone and giving them, and you're kind of like doing them a service too, because you're giving them back their energy because you don't want to be walking around with all these people's energy. Because sometimes you might not know why you're feeling the way that you're feeling. And it's because it's not your feelings. You're picking up someone else's energy, someone else's feelings. So it's kind of cutting and giving back their energy, sending them love and light, sending them on their way, and calling back your energy and filling your cup back up because you can't help anyone else or be of service to anyone else if your cup is empty and you're drained from other people's energy. So you're helping them and you're filling yourself back up with your energy. So this is like what's like, that's like a tool that we would talk about when we're talking about tools. So would you say I think we've like talked for like almost 5 months. So in these 5 months, do you think for what we did, I mean, did you expect when you started doing this that you would be where you are now in May, that this much stuff would have changed in your life, or that you feel, well, I won't put words in your mouth. How do you feel now compared to when we first started talking?
I feel much stronger. I feel more confident. I'm learning so much more about myself. And it is a little bit of hard work, I have to say, only on the part of maybe emotional work because I am an empath.
Yeah.
But the rewards are tremendous. And with that, I just wanted to add that you, Kimberly, have provided the environment for me to blossom because you had that safe place for me to open up. And I just want to thank you for that because I might cry and I don't want to
I know,
cry.
me too. Stop it. Recording with you. Thank you. I do. I do want, I want to say, I appreciate you saying that because I wouldn't have even thought to say that to people, but I do provide a safe container where you can feel free to know that nothing that you say will ever go anywhere. And I do not judge anyone because we've all got shit, you know, we all got something. We all have baggage, we all have problems, we all have family, we all have things that have happened, you know, some worse than others, some things, you know what I mean, more traumatic than others. But I really appreciate you saying that because I do try, I like to say that I provide a safe space for people. So thank you. Thank you for saying it.
You're welcome.
And thank you for jumping on this call with me. I really appreciate it. And
You're welcome.
yeah.
Thank you.
And so thank you everybody for just listening to us. I just wanted to kind of just do a quick video just so people knew what it is when people ask what I do. And I know this isn't like in detail, you would have to like actually do a call to get into detail because this video could take forever. But you know, just remember that you answer to yourself and you alone. You control your destiny and yours alone. And you create your suffering and your happiness, yours alone. You create your own life. So if you're not living the life, or if you have some things that you need to resolve, clear, you have control over that. And there are people here who are here to help you. So reach out, right, Trish?
That's right. Call Kimberly.
Stop. All right. Thanks everybody. And I'll talk to you later and take care. Have a good night.